HMB TV40 Sports presents the high school basketball game of the week. Today, the Newcastle Trojans visit the Kokomo Wildcats. Today's game is brought to you by Eric's Chevrolet, Hoosier Wholesale Food and Paper Company, McClintock's Quality Furniture, Shearer Business Products, and Trinity House Chemical Dependency Treatment. Now here are Craig Wallen and Jim Casper.
Welcome to the Memorial Gym in Kokomo. It's the Kokomo Wildcats in Newcastle. Craig Wallen and Jim Casper. And Jim, a couple of very good teams tonight. Last week we saw Newcastle, but this is one heck of a series between the two, and really the conference title is on the line.
You're exactly right, Craig. The North Central Conference Championship will be determined tonight on this floor. And of course the Kokomo Wildcats can win it outright with a victory tonight. Newcastle can force a tie for the NCC crown by being victorious on the road. It should be a great contest.
Last week it was Newcastle, a winner by 10 points over Anderson. During that game we saw some fine play by a guard who you're really high on, Tim Haynes.
Well, you know, normally, Craig, when you're talking Newcastle, you're going to talk about the inside players. But I really think that Tim Haynes, number 23 for Newcastle, is the difference in this team. He's upped his average at 10 points a game, and he's really been on a streak lately. So we'll have to watch number 23, the senior guard.
And on the other side for Kokomo, it's Brad Seabury, and tonight Kokomo honoring the young man who has scored over 1,000 points during his high school career.
Well, you know, Craig, that is a real honor, and you have to keep in mind that Brad has done that in an offense which is not geared to score a lot of points. So 1,000 points here at Kokomo under Coach Basil Mawby is as good as 1,500 points elsewhere.
A great series through the years. Newcastle with a one-game advantage, 38-37. We're going to have a doozy tonight.
Well, it's really great, Craig. I mean, the North Central Conference crown, and beyond that, the tied series at 38-37. Newcastle is going to be hard-pressed to win here on the road, but I'm sure Sam Alford's club feels up to it.
All right, Jim, we're looking forward to a good one. Hope you can stay tuned. The high school game of the week here at Kokomo. We'll be back after these messages.
Shearer Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Shearer Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Rico's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Rico fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Rico's fax machines today at Shearer Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Shearer Business Products.
Teamwork has helped our communities grow. At Ameritrust, we're continuing this tradition with all the same people and even more banking services. Ameritrust, service you can bank on. The best banks are built on teamwork. And at Ameritrust, you've got the same team you've always counted on, but now with more new services. Ameritrust, service you can bank on.
Do you want to know what a real Boilermaker is?
At Gowdy Brothers Boiler Company, we have been selling, servicing, and repairing boilers since 1914 in the city of Kokomo and the surrounding area. We specialize in church, school, and industrial accounts. We also do certified welding, retubing, turbine cleaning, refractory installation, and repair. So when you need a real Boilermaker, call 317-459-4416.
Now, would you like to explain to me what a real Hoosier is?
Want to add some excitement to your life? Here's an invitation to meet all the Marvel superheroes. The most amazing characters in comics are at your local comic store right now. Why search the universe when your comic store has all of your favorite Marvel comics? Share the pulse-pounding adventures of Spider-Man, his amazing friends, and his deadly foes. A comic store has all the action. Discover the Marvel universe at these comic stores.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Eric's Chevrolet in Kokomo is making great deals on new 1990 cars and trucks. You won't believe the deals on Camaros, Blazers, Berettas, S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corvettes, and many more, and all backed by a service department with the latest in computer technology.
We put as much time and effort into our service department as we do selling you a car. At Eric Chevrolet, we are dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction. Eric Chevrolet, where we never lose a sale over price.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Today's opening tip-off is brought to you by MJM Photography, 124 North Dixon Road in Kokomo. MJM Photography. The difference is imagination.
Welcome to high school basketball. Craig Wallen, Jim Kasberg. It's the Channel 40 TV Game of the Week. Kokomo's Memorial Gymnasium. Craig Wallen and Jim Kasberg. And Jim, as we mentioned on the pregame show, we are ready for one very fine ball game.
Well, Craig, us and about 6,600 fans here in a packed house at Memorial Gymnasium. Obviously, this is for all the marbles in the North Central Conference.
This will be the 76th meeting in the Newcastle-Kokomo series. The Trojans holding that slim 38-37 advantage. And there you see the lineups for tonight. The Trojans, Jim, led by really a couple of guys that have really done the job.
Well, you can't take your eyes off any one Newcastle Trojan, Craig. We've got the starting lineups here at 15 and 5, the Newcastle Trojans. And at 1 forward will be number 35, Shane Riggs, a 6'4", 170-pound senior, averaging 11.4 a game. At the other forward will be number 43, Barry Huckabee, averaging 11.9 a game, a 6'7" junior at 178 pounds. In the middle will be number 41, Chris Walls, a 6'6", 205-pound senior, averaging 8.4 points a game. And in the backcourt at one guard will be number 31, Darryl Guffey, a 5'11" senior, averaging 17.1, a team high for the Newcastle Trojans. At the other guard, number 23, Tim Haynes, a guy who's really been coming on, a 6'1" senior, averaging 10.1 points a game.
And for the Wildcats, Jim.
Yeah, and for the Kokomo Wildcats, we've got at forward Brad Seabury, and he's the big gun, number 34, starting at forward, a 6', 170-pound senior, averaging 18.6 points per game. At the other forward will be number 24, Jason Watson, a 6'1", 155-pound junior, averaging 7.2 points a game. In the middle, big Brad Barkman, number 54, a 6'5", 200-pound senior, averaging 3.9 points a game. In the backcourt, Timmy Rail, number 22, son of Jim Rail, 6'5", 165-pound junior, averaging 5.9 points a game. And number 20, Mark Merle, a 6', 165-pound senior, averaging 5.5 points a game. And, of course, coached by Basil Maubey are the Kokomo Wildcats.
There you have your referees for tonight's ball game, Dave Robbie and Fred Hamilton. Kokomo has won the last two meetings and has been victorious in 4 of the last 5. The first game ever in this series was back in 1926, Jim. That campaign when the Trojans took a 35-28 win. So this is filled with great heritage as we bring you the game tonight. The high school game of the week on TV 40.
A long and storied history. Just to add one more chapter tonight, Craig, and we're off.
Tip-off is controlled by Newcastle, and we're underway. Good to have you with us. Trojans in the green and white. Of course, Kokomo with their white unis and red lettering.
It'll be interesting to see how Haynes gets off here, Craig. He was so confident in the Anderson game. I really like the way he set up for a shot and took it without hesitation.
Riggs in the paint, and 2 points. Newcastle coming in with a record of 15-5 overall. They're 4-2 in the NCC. Meanwhile, the Wildcats 15-3, 5-1 in the North Central Conference, and it goes without saying Kokomo has at least a share of that title, whereas Newcastle, with a win here tonight, could do the same. They could also be tied for that championship as the regular season in the conference comes to an end.
Well, the Wildcats obviously in the driver's seat. They can win it all. They're on their home floor, and I'm sure that Basil Maubey would like nothing better than to go into the tournament by clinching the North Central Conference tournament or championship here tonight, Craig.
There's Merle, top of the key. Seabury Seabury was honored before the ball game tonight. He has scored 1,014 points thus far in his storied career here at Kokomo. He is one heck of a ball player. There's Rail on the side, almost an errant pass, gobbled up by Merle.
It's just vintage Basil Balmy offense, Craig. Very deliberate, passing the ball in the perimeter, looking for the good shot. Newcastle in that packed-in zone, and we'll see which gives first.
Rail, Barkman, left-hand shot, no, misses.
Should have hit that beautiful pass.
Nice shot. He went with a left hand. It didn't take the roll for Kokomo, and down it comes to Newcastle. No score, just underway. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the first period. Kokomo ranked 13th in the state. Last week, a loser to Warsaw. There's the jump shot, three-pointer good.
Haynes, Craig, a three-pointer right off the top, and obviously he hasn't missed a beat. This kid has been on an absolute tear the last few weeks and is now averaging in double figures for the season.
Haynes, 19 points last week in the win against Anderson. He's averaging 10.1 on the year. Jump shot, no good. Tipped away, pulled down by Riggs. 5-0. The lead belongs to Newcastle.
Newcastle a little bigger inside, Craig, and Kokomo is going to really have to work hard on the offensive boards if they expect to get more than one shot per possession.
In the lane, looked like he traveled the shot around, no good. Boy, really looked like Guffey traveled, nothing called.
Nice
Here come the
rebound.
Wildcats. Watson, Barkman, Merle out top. Now Merle, the 6-foot senior, sets it up. Capacity crowd expected here tonight. Hardly see an empty seat. Rail looks inside. Nothing there. Merle now over to Seabury. Watson. Rail is playing guard, although he's one of the taller men on the floor.
Well, at 6'5", Craig, he'll be able to get that jump shot up over the defense a little easier than most guards. You can see Huckabee's coming out a little bit on to check Timmy when he gets the ball on the perimeter, so that's a good defensive ploy by Sam Alford.
That wasn't too long ago, Jim. We were here when we saw Kokomo trail 10-0 at one point in the first quarter, and then in comes Mondo Fowler, and he hit those three-pointers. Remember that game?
I was going to say, Craig, you know, the starting averages for Kokomo are really deceiving. Yeah, they've only got one starter in double figures, but that's because Mondo Fowler at 12.6 a game is sitting on the bench.
Fowler, 4 straight three-pointers against Warsaw last week. 23 points against the Tigers. That ball is tipped away. Here comes Haynes. Haynes to the hoop. Nice move. Yes. Hits the inside route against Merle for 2 points. It's a 7-0 game.
You know, that backcourt of Newcastle's is pretty quick, Greg. When it comes right down to it, Haynes and Guffey are both very quick feet.
Mondo Fowler set the check in with the Wildcats down by 7. They've yet to score. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So far, Basil Mulby very content to keep it very much a staid ball game. There's a jump shot for 3. Rail for 3 points. Basil Mulby very deliberate. That time it paid off.
Timmy didn't look real sure of himself when he let that go, but the result was good, and that's just what he needs to get that first shot to fall in order to get his confidence build up, Greg.
Jump shot by Riggs. Barely draws iron.
A little out of his range that time. That's the kind of shot the guards will hit for Newcastle, and Shane has hit that on occasion. We've seen him hit that, but that's not his ordinary shot. A little bit out of his range.
Mondo checks in. Out goes Rail. And expects some offense now with Fowler in the ballgame. Nice little move inside. Hey, was that pretty or what?
Well, that's what Shane Riggs is so good at. Don't get me wrong, Craig. He can score from the outside, but he's a big kid, a muscular kid, and he can take it to the hole, and he's very effective in doing so.
We mentioned Kokomo losing by 5 against Warsaw last week, 70-65. There's the shot. No good. A whistle and a foul. Last week, a 78-68 win for Newcastle over Anderson in the game seen right here on TV 40, the game of the week.
None of them are easy in the North Central Conference. Night in and night out, these teams really battle each other, and they're really honed for the tournament, Craig. I think that after going through a season in the NCC, all 8 teams are really ready for tournament play.
Guffey charged with a foul. That'll send Fowler to the line, and he misses the front end of 2.
Mondo, I think, has an easier time bearing that long-range ICBM from three-point land. Greg, at the free throw line, he is 1 of 2 so far on the evening, and that gives Kokomo 4 points for the night, down by 5.
Fowler leads the team with that 82.9 average from the charity stripe. Now the Trojans offensively. Riggs with the ball over his head to Haynes. Now Guffey back to Haynes, and he'll set it up. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first period. 5-point Newcastle lead. There's the jump shot from long range. No, nice save. Huckabee tries to save it. It belongs to Kokomo.
Excellent effort by Huckabee. Really, Craig, he's a quick reactor. I think that's what I like about his game so much. Barry, I really think, is one of the top 20 juniors in the state at 6'7", and the quick instincts that he has, I think he'll be an excellent senior.
Shot there of Sam Elford in his 15th year at Newcastle. Watson free for a moment. It hit the back of the backboard.
It was absolutely rejected by Barry Huckabee, Craig. He got up, and there was no way he was going to miss that shot. He just swatted the daylights out of it.
Newcastle with a lot on the line here tonight. Kokomo certainly would like the win. With the win, the Wildcats could be the undisputed NCC champs.
Craig, along the Newcastle bench, every player and Coach Sam Alford standing. This team came to win tonight. The kids are very much into this game along the sidelines. Looks like Sam's going to play a little cat and mouse now with Basil as the coaches start to try to outthink each other. This is interesting. 1 minute and 3 to go in the first quarter. Could be a low-scoring affair here tonight, Craig.
Both teams very good defensively. Very fine teams. No question about that. Now under a minute to go in the first period. Basil Maulby in his 4th year, assisted by Charlie Hall and Mike Heineman. Sam Alford with Kurt Bell as an assistant coach. Now 30 seconds to go.
Comes a little pressure by Kokomo. They're going to double team on the ball, try to force a turnover. It might work. There's Haynes driving.
Open man, weak side, no. Jump shot, yes!
That's what I call responding, Craig. That was Darryl Guffey, and he just drilled that three-pointer. It was a line drive shot, had no arc on it at all, and that gives the Newcastle Trojans a 12-4 lead with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Seabury now with 2 seconds. Merle, no! That concludes the first period. 12-4, the lead to Newcastle. The Trojans go into the second period on top. Channel 40 Game of the Week on the LaCie Broadcasting Network.
Sure Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Sure Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Ricoh's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Ricoh fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Ricoh's fax machines today at Sure Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Sure Business Products.
The tax man's coming to McClinic Quality Furniture on March 1st.
What's almost worse than paying taxes on our stock is counting everything. We stock a lot of pieces on our floor, not counting what's in our warehouses. We need your help. Buy before March 1st and you'll get the very best sale prices plus 6 months interest-free contracts or an additional 5% cash discount. McClinic Quality Furniture, 910 North Washington, Kokomo.
A taste of the country. Lee's Country Chicken is ready for you. Green beans with ham, fresh salads too. Buttermilk biscuits and country fried steak. Try Crispy Plus. Tastes great. Come on in or drive right through. Country good cooking. Low prices too. There's only one place and it's gotta be Lee's famous recipe. Taste of the country.
You know, the Staten folks in Newcastle are more than just another Ford dealer. The Staten family has been in the car business for over 20 years. They have big city selection without big city pressure. Factory-trained service people, if you need them. Plus Ford's 6-year, 60,000-mile new car warranty. It's worth a drive to Newcastle. Thank you. Big city selection and no hassle.
Staten Ford Lincoln Mercury, State Road 3, Newcastle.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Here we go, Craig, showing Darryl Guffey, number 31, in his outside touch as he nails the three-pointer. And only 12 points scored by Newcastle, 4 for Kokomo in the opening stanza. And Mondo Fowler misses badly on the three-point attempt, and Newcastle could extend.
Mondo forcing things, obviously. Jump shot by Haynes, misses. Rebound to Watson, loose on the floor. Jump ball called. Watson with some good hustle. Huckabee also in on it. And it will be Huckabee to inbound for Newcastle.
Newcastle showing a lot of flexibility. The couple games we've seen them so far this year, Craig, they're able to run with Anderson, yet they're able to play the slowdown situation with Basil Malby as Riggs misses for the third time tonight, but Huckabee with a nice dip in. Good reaction.
Excellent reaction. Huckabee leads the team with 11 rebounds per game, scoring 11.5 per game offensively. He's only a junior.
Well, as you said, Craig, we've seen Kokomo down by 10 before.
Merle, Mondo, Watson, back to Fowler. 7 minutes to go in the half. 10-point lead for Newcastle.
Oh, I think they're going to catch Huckabee on the offense or on the push off there defensively. He looks guilty anyway, Craig. We'll see. Yep, sure is.
Jim, want to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors, and there you see the head coach for Newcastle, Sam Alford. Hoosier Wholesale, Eric Chevrolet, McClintock's Furniture, Shearer Printing, Trinity House, a service of St. Joseph Hospital. Some very fine support for the telecast tonight, and we certainly appreciate your tuning in, and a special appreciation to our sponsors. There's Seabury, partially deflected. Back to him now in the paint. Blocked away.
Wall's got it. They're going to nail him. He must have hit Brad with part of the arm, but boy, it looked like a nice tandem of block shots by Chris Walls. Got him early and then kept with it and got him late.
Walls getting the job done, although called for that foul, as you mentioned, Jim, but Walls can mix it up pretty good in there. 6'6" senior, weighs in at 205 pounds, and Rail is set to check back in for Kokomo, and here he comes. Rail replacing Watson. Well, before the ball game tonight, some special activities honoring former Kokomo School Athletic Director Bob Hamilton. First free throw, no good. Hamilton recently inducted into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Also, that pregame presentation made to Brad Seabree, and we'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. Seabree has scored 1,000 points, actually 1,014 so far. Free throw was missed. It remains 14-4 now with 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the half.
Barkman with a big offensive rebound on that missed free throw by Seabree. Brad's had a couple important rebounds early for Kokomo.
Well, somebody's got to get hot here, Jim.
Well, you'd like to think Mondo Fowler, that man right there, would be the person to do it. That's why he's in the lineup. Another rebound, offensive rebound for Barkman. Craig, that's impressive. Each time he does that, it gives Kokomo new life.
Actually, Kokomo, a shorter team for most of the year.
There's
rebound. Rail, no good. And out of bounds, it belongs to the Trojans. I was saying, Jim, that Kokomo a little bit on the short side when it comes to those matchups in the conference, but they actually have out-rebounded their opponents for much of the year.
Well, Barkman, I'm not sure how he's getting the job done because it's just strength against strength in that situation. Apparently, he's establishing the better position. Tim Rail, it was simply his speed, Greg, that allowed him to slide in there and grab that second one, but Kokomo unable to capitalize.
Full court pressure from Kokomo, but it's Guffey who breaks the press. Nice job as he brings the ball up the floor.
Boy, I really think that Tim Haynes' emergence as an offensive threat has helped Darryl Guffey's game because Darryl doesn't feel forced to have to create so much.
Long-range shot, no good. Rebound comes way out to Mondo. Fans get
beautiful
excited.
Steal. That was Haynes. He picked Mondo Fowler's pocket.
Haynes for two.
Well, he just didn't quit, Craig. He missed the shot. He's missed his last couple of shots, but then on the defensive end, he made a tone and took it in for an easy layup. That's a big bucket, 16-4 advantage. 5 minutes to go in the half.
Seabree, the leader, misses.
Basil needs a timeout, Craig. It's just getting too... The lead is getting too big for Newcastle.
Sam Alford really wants that win bad tonight. Newcastle averaging 69.4 points per game offensively, giving up just under 60 per game. There's Riggs with the ball over his head. Sorry, Jim.
Well, the Trojans showing good patience. Guffey decides to take it into his own hands, and there's what he's so good at, Craig. He's got excellent quickness, and he's able to nail that little jump shot. And Basil Bobby has seen enough. He wants a timeout. He needs to talk things over.
18-4 the score. Timeout here in the second period, and we'll keep it right here at Memorial Gym. We mentioned a few of the different activities before the ball game tonight. One we failed to mention was the Winter Sports Parents Night. And the basketball team, rather, girls basketball team, the wrestling teams, and the boys swimming team honored. Hoosier Hysteria, Jim, over the weekend, and that is a program that you're pretty involved with.
A lot of fun, Craig. Every week, and we take a look at the top regionals in the state of Indiana. We've been doing that for about the last 14 weeks, and we've got 2 more to go. And it's just been great. We've Anderson, Newcastle regionals have been covered. We're going to take a look at the Lafayette and Frankfurt regional in the weeks to come, and it's been great.
Here's Haynes on that steal, and look at the pick as he steals from Mondo and goes all the way down for the 2 points.
Kokomo 1 for 11 from the field, Craig, thus far in the ball game, and you're not going to win many high school basketball contests with that kind of a shooting performance. Just miserable, and we'll see if Tim Rail maybe can get things started.
Well, do you think maybe Basil said, hey, someone's got to take it to the hoop? Let's start with Rail?
The passive game was not working, Craig, and you could see it in Tim Rail's eyes that time. No hesitation. He was going to the hole.
18-6, 3:45 first half. Nice little move by Walls, tipped in by Huckabee.
Again, the quick reaction, Craig, and Walls doing his job, muscling in, putting the ball on the board, and then it's up to Huckabee to use his quickness to get into position to do what he did, tip the ball in and give the Newcastle Trojans a 26 lead.
Burrow to Watson, who's back in. Now Seabree, top of the key.
So we'll see if Basil wants his club to up-tempo it a little bit. It doesn't look so on this possession, but maybe he has given them the green light when there's a transition opportunity. We'll see. It looked like on the first possession after his timeout as if he wanted the Wildcats to attack a little more. But here on this next possession, they're back into their patented patient offense.
Now 3 minutes to go. Kokomo assured of at least a tie for first place in the NCC. Inside move, out of bounds. It remains the Wildcats ball. The Wildcats, should they win tonight, be their first outright title since the 61-62 campaign, Jim, and that's going back a few years.
Well, that sure is, Craig. As we see the steal by Guffey. Excellent presence. Excellent court presence to be able to pick that off. Boy, he just shaked and baked to Merle something fierce and drives in for the two-pointer, Craig. There's no way Merle can stay with him. A tremendous one-on-one move by Darryl Guffey.
Guffey averaging 16.5 a game last week in the win against Anderson. Buried 21 points. He is something to see. And as you mentioned, the combination in the backcourt of Guffey and Haynes, one of the finest backcourts around.
Well, it really is, Craig, and I think that just makes the Newcastle Trojans a lethal offensive team because they've already got the big men inside, the height and the talent with Huckabee and Shane Riggs. There's Rail. He's going to let it fly just off. Barkman again. Rejected foul on Walls, I believe. Could have called over the back on Barkman that time, Craig, but instead got Walls.
So the Trojans with a foul, and that will send Kokomo to the line. You know, Newcastle, no stranger to the top 10 this year. They were ranked as high as 8 in the state. They got out of the blocks fast. They were 8-0 at one point. Kokomo, of course, has already been ranked number 1 in the state. There's Brad Barkman, the 6'5" senior. And this is on the first. And a substitution set to check in for Sam Alford's Newcastle Trojans.
That's number 25, Kyle Fox, and he's a speed merchant, a little 5'7" junior. Weighs 141 pounds, Craig. He's a lightweight, but I'll tell you what, he can fly. And he's into the ball game. It looks like he replaced number 41, Chris Wall. So Newcastle loses a little height and bulk, but they're even quicker now than they were before. Fox is going to take it right up court.
Free throw was good. It's 22-7. Long-range three-pointer, good. My, Guffey with 3 points.
Basil needs another one, Craig. This is an old country blowout, 25-7. And Kokomo's not the kind of team that is able to get back in the game as easy as it is for them to establish a lead and control the tempo. It'll be really difficult for Basil to come back from this deficit, especially with Mondo Fowler misfiring as he has in the game thus far.
Watson tries to go under the hoop to rail. It's loose and a jump ball on the possession. I believe it remains Kokomo's ball.
You know, Newcastle, or rather Kokomo, has done a good job on the rebounding end of things, Craig. No question about it. They've battled, gotten the second and third attempts, which is one of the keys that I felt could spell victory for them tonight, but they just haven't been able to hit. That's very uncharacteristic.
Kokomo's yet to commit a foul, and there's the long-range shot. Mondo with a three-pointer, and Kokomo finally into double figures. With 1:09 to go, they've just scored their 10th point. Highly unusual.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. And they got that three-pointer just in time. Maybe that's the wake-up call that Coach Maubey and his Wildcats needed.
Jump shot. Riggs misses. The rebound, though, down to Guffey.
Again, in the right place at the right time. Guffey showing great presence. He just has a knack of being where the ball is. Ooh, could have been a step there on Haynes. I thought he took an extra one.
Ball almost stolen away by Rail. The high school game of the week. Hope you're enjoying it. Kokomo trailing by a hunk.
Oh, there's the turnover. Mondo Fowler.
Rail came up short.
That's critical. You got to hit those.
Trojans.
Guffey's going to get called for charge. No question about it.
Now they won't score the basket.
Haynes was wide open. I think Darrell really should have dished that off, but he likes to do it all, Craig, and you can't blame the little guy. He's been effective this year. He's the leading scorer for the Newcastle Trojans, 17 points a game, but they're not going to count the basket. Kokomo's going to get one more shot with 15 seconds to go, and they need every point they can get, obviously.
Sam Alford, red hot. He wanted that basket. Watson free from three-point range, bounces up and on the top, and then finally to the back post of the backboard. It's out of bounds. It belongs to the Trojans with 2 seconds left.
Incredible half. I don't know that I have seen a Kokomo, or for that matter, a North Central Conference team struggle as Kokomo has tonight.
Haynes' shot is a bit short as we conclude the first half of play. Kokomo down by 15, 25-10. We've got some excellent halftime programming for you. We'll have that for you in just a moment on Channel 40, the high school game of the week from the LaCie Broadcasting Network.
Shear Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Shear Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Ricoh's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you, from the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Ricoh fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Ricoh's fax machines today at Shear Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Shear Business Products.
Want to add some excitement to your life? Here's an invitation to meet all the Marvel superheroes. The most amazing characters in comics are at your local comic store right now. Why search the universe when your comic store has all of your favorite Marvel comics? Share the pulse-pounding adventures of Spider-Man, his amazing friends, and his deadly foes. A comic store has all the action. Discover the Marvel universe at these comic stores.
At Marsh, our people make the difference, offering friendlier service, fresher fruits and vegetables, leaner meats, more information, and a sincere desire to make your grocery shopping as quick and convenient as possible. You value fast, friendly service, and we, all of us at Marsh, value you.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Eric's Chevrolet in Kokomo is making great deals on new 1990 cars and trucks. You won't believe the deals on Camaros, Blazers, Berettas, S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corvettes, and many more. And all backed by a service department with the latest in computer technology.
We put as much time and effort into our service department as we do selling you a car. At Eric Chevrolet, we are dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction. Eric Chevrolet, where we never lose a sale over price.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
The high school game of the week on Channel 40. The Trojans up by 15. Time now for our halftime feature. It's the drug education program from Kokomo High School.
This special halftime
months last year, and we started the program in November of this year. The staff that is there each evening consists of a driver and a rider. One should be a boy and one a girl, and then a dispatcher who stays there and answers the phone, and then the adult that is there. The phone line is provided by Howard Community Hospital. The mayor provided our little tickets that we have that show the number if you need to call. Why all of the students in the county have one of those, and the mayor provided those. The other schools that are involved with this are also 3 out of the 4 county schools. So we have a base of about 50 students, and at the present time about 15 adults that all do work with this program, so that it's not a lot of time that any student has.
Volunteer organization, and we started it this year to enable students who have problems to call their own peers instead of talking to adults. Most helplines are answered by adults, and we've trained the students. That's my part. I work with the students to give them techniques for how to help people talk and encourage them to feel free to discuss their problems. Then the students don't try to give solutions. They just listen. A lot of times these students who call have never had anyone really listen to them. They're used to being lectured by adults and said, do this, don't do this, but they haven't had anyone really take them seriously. So that's the function of SOS and what we're trying to do, just to provide a safe place for our kids to call in and be listened to.
Certainly, academics and athletics at Kokomo High School are very important to us. But as well, the special services programs that we provide are certainly important to ensure the proper education of those at-risk students that are attending our school.
A service of St. Joseph Hospital and Health Center. Eric's Chevrolet in Kokomo is making great deals on new 1990 cars and trucks. You won't believe the deals on Camaros, Blazers, Berettas, S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corvettes, and many more, and all backed by a service department with the latest in computer technology.
We put as much time and effort into our service department as we do selling you a car. At Eric Chevrolet, we are dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction. Eric Chevrolet, where we never lose a sale over price.
The tax man's coming to McClinic Quality Furniture on March 1st. What's almost worse than paying taxes on our stock is counting everything. We stock a lot of pieces on our floor, not counting what's in our warehouses. We need your help. Buy before March 1st and you'll get the very best sale prices plus 6 months interest-free contracts or an additional 5% cash discount. McClinic Quality Furniture, 910 North Washington, Kokomo.
A taste of the taste of the country. Lee's Country Chicken is ready for you. Green beans with ham, fresh salads too. Buttermilk, biscuits, and country fried steak. Try Crispy Plus. Tastes great. Come on in or drive right through. Country good cooking, low prices too. There's only one place and it's gotta be Lee's Famous Recipe. Taste of the country.
You know, the Staten folks in Newcastle are more than just another Ford dealer. The Staten family has been in the car business for over 20 years. They have big city selection without big city pressure. Factory-trained service people, if you need them. Plus Ford's 6-year, 60,000-mile new car warranty. It's worth a drive to Newcastle. Thank you. Big city selection and no hassle.
Staten Ford Lincoln Mercury, State Road 3, Newcastle.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Sure Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Sure Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Rico's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Rico fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Rico's fax machines today at Sure Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Sure Business Products.
Welcome back to the high school game of the week. Kokomo trailing by 15 at halftime, and there are the stats for you.
Well, turnovers even, rebounds pretty much even. 5 fouls for Newcastle, none for Kokomo. That's kind of a disadvantage. But really what it all boils down to is who's hitting their shots and who's not. And Craig, Kokomo's hitting 18%, while Newcastle's hitting 48%. And that's the difference in this 25-10 blowout thus far.
Al Huckabee misses on the first sequence for the Trojans as the second half gets underway. Craig Wallen, Jim Casper, thank you so much for tuning in. High school game of the week brought to you by a number of fine sponsors this week.
Yeah, look for Kokomo to attack offensively, no question about that. I don't think they can stay within the original game plan, Craig, being down by 15 points and hitting 18% of their shots.
Watson working hard underneath, gets the rebound and sinks it for two.
Credit that basket to Barkman partially, Craig. He kept it alive, and he really has done his job on the boards.
Now, Jim, here's some interesting stats for you as Newcastle crosses that timeline. The jump shot, no good, and it is loose on the floor, saved, and loosed again. Picked up by the Trojans. That ball was all over the place before Newcastle tracked it down, and now the Trojans up on top 25-12 with the ball. The Wildcats averaging 59.3 points per game offensively. As we mentioned, that ball out of bounds. But here's something for you. When Newcastle holds their opponents to less than 60 points, the Trojans have a record of 10 wins and no losses.
Well, they're certainly on track to do that tonight.
A timeout, third period of play. We'll be back in a moment on the LaCie Broadcasting Network, the Channel 40 Game of the Week.
Sure Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Sure Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Ricoh's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Ricoh fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Ricoh's fax machines today at Sure Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Sure Business Products.
I'm heading out to that special taste. I'm gonna drive right through. No time to waste. Woo! So fresh, so fast. You're gonna love it. White Castle driving through.
Want to add some excitement to your life? Here's an invitation to meet all the Marvel superheroes. The most amazing characters in comics are at your local comic store right now. Why search the universe when your comic store has all of your favorite Marvel comics? Share the pulse-pounding adventures of Spider-Man, his amazing friends, and his deadly foes. A comic store has all the action. Discover the Marvel universe at these comic stores.
A Christian retirement park in central Indiana? That's right. The Village Christian Park, located in beautiful Zionsville, offering retirement living in a Christian atmosphere. Imagine independent living with the security of having nurses available 24 hours per day, offering private patios, all-electric kitchen, washer-dryer hookup, cable TV, and much more. The Village Christian Park, located at 675 South Ford Road, Zionsville. For more information, call 873-5205.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Welcome back to Memorial Gymnasium in Kokomo, Indiana. Craig Wallen and Jim Casper here. And Newcastle Trojans leading Kokomo 25-12. And Craig, I've got the first half individual scoring. It was the backcourt for Newcastle. Guffey with 10 and Haynes for 7 leading the way. Tim Rail with 5 points led the Kokomo Wildcats.
Seabury misses. Rebound. Watson misses on the rebound shot. Here come the Newcastle Trojans. Newcastle with an under 500 record on the road. They are 4-5 this year away from the field house. 11-0 at home, so a terrific road record, home record rather, on the road though, under 500.
Well, you couldn't tell by tonight's performance, Craig. They looked very much at ease here at Memorial Gymnasium. Riggs, boy, he hit that long shot. In the first half, I was commenting, I really thought he was shooting from a little bit too far away, but he looked very comfortable. That was nothing but net, Craig.
Now the lead again, 15 points for the Trojans. Rail takes it baseline, shot deflected, and a foul is called.
3 times Chris Walls has gotten a piece of the ball on what would be called, I guess, a fairly good defensive play, but all 3 times the official has called the slap, and I think that Chris has got to realize that they're going to continue to make that call throughout the course of the game, and whether or not he feels he made contact, it's going to get called.
Mondo Fowler checks back in for Basil Mulby's Cats. Out comes Watson, who has really battled the boards. He has done a good job, both offensively and defensively on the boards.
Well, we'll take a look here at the contact, which is made. Number 41, Walls, moves in, good position. Goes up pretty straight, Craig. I didn't see a lot of contact. The referee obviously is a lot closer than we are. Chris got the ball, but he must have gotten a piece of the flesh as well. Tim Rail will go to the line as a result. 2 shots forthcoming.
Rail, the 6'5" junior. And he misses on the first. Kokomo hitting under 65% on the year from the charity stripe. I'm sorry, Jim.
Timmy's got good form, Craig, and obviously he had one of the better teachers you're ever going to be able to have, and that was Mr. Jimmy Rail. I think there's a good steal by Barkman, playing a whale of a game. Rail, another block. That was Huckabee. Barkman, he deserved it, Craig. I think that if there was any justice, that ball would have gone in, because Barkman has really done a yeoman job on the boards tonight.
Kokomo, an excellent job on the boards. They are really scrapping, and right now they need to do that. They need to do it in a big way. And again, Sam Alford very upset. Both Sam Alford of Newcastle and Basil Mulby of Kokomo, 47 years old.
Nice touch from the line by Barkman, the big 6'5" senior. Well, that one was way off. Huckabee skies for the rebound. Nice job by Newcastle. Nice job by Huckabee.
Fox is in the ball game. Hands the ball over to Haynes. Now back to Fox. Riggs. 27-14, 13-point lead to the Trojans. Kokomo, although trailing, has lost just once here this year at Memorial Gym.
Well, Sam Alford's going to play a little bit of Basil Mulby's game. Craig, he's really borrowing a page right out of the Basil Mulby playbook. He's going to slow it down and say, come on, beat us, take it away from us. We're in no big hurry. We've got the big 13-point lead, and we'll see how Kokomo responds. They do so with a jump ball. Held ball called, but will go to Kokomo. So the Wildcats creeping back. Ever so slowly, Craig, but very deliberately here in the second half. They've outscored Newcastle now by a 4-2 count, and look to keep the ball rolling in their favor.
And of course, Basil Mulby experienced enough to know that you don't have to get all the points back at once. Mondo Fowler trying to get him back in a hurry with a 3-pointer. Again, full court pressure. Ball.
Huckabee was rattled. Tremendous play by Chris. You can see it. Huckabee was rattled that time when he had the ball. He didn't get a crisp pass off. And Kokomo is making their run, and the 6,600 here at Memorial Gymnasium are finally getting what they came for, Craig. They're getting some good Wildcat basketball.
10-point lead here in the third period after a 15-point halftime lead for the Trojans. Again, our thanks to the sponsors providing the broadcast tonight: Hoosier Wholesale, Eric Chevrolet, McClintock's Furniture, Scherer Printing, and Trinity House, a service of St. Joseph Hospital. There you see the Trojan bench. Sam Alford trying to encourage his team just to hang in there and keep the heads cool. They've got the lead. They have dominated from the get-go.
Down to a 10-point deficit now for Kokomo, and you can see right here, Mondo Fowler knocking that ball loose. Riggs goes to the floor. Mondo jumps on top of him, and it's called a held ball, and the possession arrow is pointing in favor of Newcastle, but the momentum has definitely shifted, Craig, since the outset of this second half, and Newcastle having trouble getting it in. Once again, it's Bartman. Looks like a foul might be called on Brad Seabury.
I think you're right. You can hardly hear yourself think now. It is really getting noisy inside a Memorial Gymnasium. And this is the advantage, really, for Kokomo at this juncture. Trailing by a hunk, it's a whole lot easier to come back at home than it would be certainly at the field house in Newcastle.
They're rattled. 5-second call, Craig. Newcastle is really coming unglued at this point. They can't get the ball inbounds. They can't get the ball across the mid-court stripe. They can't get the ball to fall in the basket. Meanwhile, Kokomo's doing everything right. Incidentally, Craig, that last foul on Seabury was the first on Kokomo as a team the whole game so far. Mondo! Yes!
Seven-point lead and a collision at half court, and the foul will be, I believe, charged to Rail.
Wow, what a run by the Wildcats.
Unbelievable. Well, I told you off mic, Jim, that before that third period began, I just felt like something was going to happen.
He certainly did.
It has happened. There's the shot, no good. Rebound. Out of bounds. It belongs to Kokomo. In the first half, nothing could go wrong for Newcastle. Here in the second half, it's just the opposite.
The tale of two halves, Craig. No question about it. That was Haynes that time going up. Really a nice move to the bucket. And not a bad shot. He just put it a little bit too hard off glass. It came off the rim, no good. Now Basil Maltby can't afford to utilize his patient offense. He's only 7 down instead of 15. We'll see what happens. Mondo Fowler has the hot hand.
Fowler, 3 for 3 points. Yes! My goodness.
And here comes the pressure, Craig. They create so much off this defensive pressure. I got it.
Hey, how about that? Hold it for a second there, Jim. Jim Kasberg, the assist. For the steal.
That came right in my face, Craig. I had no choice that time. There's Fox nearly traveling.
4-point lead after a 15-point lead at halftime. And still 3 minutes to go in the period. Jump shot, no.
Huckabee.
Tip, no. Rebound.
Huckabee.
Foul inside. That'll send Huckabee to the line.
Well, you got to love this, Craig. You got to love this. We were nearly lulled to sleep in the first half. Just not much to talk about offensively for either team, particularly Kokomo, low-scoring affair. And here in this second half so far, it's just been dynamite. I think that the crowd is a big part of this run for Kokomo. They sensed it. They really got into this game, and I think that the intensity that Kokomo showed is a direct result of their fans getting behind them.
A 13-2 run here to open up the second half. Kokomo has cut that lead to 4.
Boy, oh boy, they needed that one, Craig. Here we're going to see the replay. There's Haynes really going right to the basket again. He forced that one a little bit. Huckabee doing what he's done so well tonight on the tip-in attempt. Misses, gets his own rebound, and is hacked.
Huckabee, the junior, probably the most improved of the Trojans, and he cans the second.
Well, in terms of from last season to this season, I'd agree with you, Craig. I thought Barry started out a little bit hotter than he's cooled down a little bit during the course of the season. He really was hot as a firecracker coming into the beginning of the year. But really the result of that has been the backcourt development of Newcastle has come on so strong. And I really think that this Newcastle team is going to be very difficult to beat. Ooh, there's Rail on a shove. Referee missed it. And Timmy, that's probably another trick he learned from his dad. Seabury, a little shake and bake.
No good. Rebound. Mondo recovers. Well, right now, Kokomo slowing things down a bit, whereas on the transition game early in the period, they were successful in whittling that lead down. So let's see if the deliberate play has any kind of effect.
Brad Seabury with no points so far. There's Merle. Rail with the rebound. He's going to go up, Craig. 2 points. Beautiful move by Timmy Rail.
4-point lead
on the offensive boards, Craig. They have really gotten the job done, and that's why they're only down by 4.
Loose. Walls for 2. Walls the big guy. Cans it for 2. It's a 6-point Newcastle lead.
No points for Brad Seabury, Craig. Who would have guessed that? We're midway. Well, we're almost through 3/4. A minute 30 to go. No points for the star, Brad Seabury. Rail really battling Riggs underneath, Craig.
Mondo misses. Rebound out the walls. Mondo, it seems, has a much better touch from on top of the key than he does on either one of the sides.
I'll tell you one thing. He really gets on a roll. He's a streak shooter.
Newcastle with a 1-game advantage in the series. Although the first ever matchup came back in 1926-27. Kokomo has won the last 2 meetings, 4 the last 5. Under a minute to play here in the third period. 31-25, very deliberate half-court offense now for Newcastle. Trojans find a man free. That's Guffey. No! Rebound. Seabury tips it out. Back to Guffey. Takes it to the paint and then retreats.
Well, Huckabee kept that alive, Craig. Great play. We've seen some nice... Oh, there's a wide open Huckabee. He's going to draw the foul and almost score. Beautiful.
Huckabee knew he was going to get fouled, and the challenge for that young man was to make good on the shot to go to the line for the 3-point play. He almost got it.
He really did. Craig, you got to admire the quick decisions the kid makes. I mean, you have a split second to make a decision like that, and rather than go right up with it, he wanted 3. He got greedy. He wanted 3 points, not just the 2. He wanted the bucket and the free throw.
Absolutely. Now we've got some wholesale substitutions on the part of both teams. Derek Morris is in for Kokomo.
Let's take a look. Look at Huckabee right there, Craig. He's calling for the ball. He wants it. Grabs it, goes down, lets Seabury go up, and darn near got the job done. Obviously, Seabury also, as a defender, was able to prevent Huckabee from getting easy 2 points.
Huckabee makes the first. Got a number 51 in for the Trojans, and we'll have to double check on that. Second is good, 33-25, 8-point lead to Newcastle. Watson will bring it up the floor, and Kokomo will settle for that last shot. They would certainly like to go into that 4th period with a bit of an advantage, at least emotionally. The shot is no good. Rebound out. And hammered was the big guy. No foul called. And there's the shot, which is no good at the buzzer. Actually, the gun here at Kokomo. We've completed 3 quarters here at Memorial Gym. 33-25, Newcastle up by a total of 8 points. We'll be back in a moment. The TV 40 Game of the Week on the LaCie Broadcasting Network.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Taste of the country. Lee's Country Chicken is ready for you. Green beans with ham, fresh salads too. Buttermilk, country fried steak, dry crispy plus. Tastes great. Come on in or drive right through. Country good cooking, low prices too. There's only one place and it's gotta be Lee's famous recipe. Taste of the country.
There are so many wonderful things to see in this world, Brandon. With my eye problem last year, I missed so much. Simple, everyday things that people just take for granted. You don't miss them until your eyesight is nearly gone. But there's one thing I missed more than all the rest. You know what that was, Brandon? Now I can see you again.
You know, the Staten folks in Newcastle are more than just another Ford dealer. The Staten family has been in the car business for over 20 years. They have big city selection without big city pressure. Factory-trained service people, if you need them. Plus Ford's 6-year, 60,000-mile new car warranty. It's worth a drive to Newcastle. Thank you. Big city selection and no hassle.
Staten Ford Lincoln Mercury, State Road 3, Newcastle.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Eric's Chevrolet in Kokomo is making great deals on new 1990 cars and trucks. You won't believe the deals on Camaros, Blazers, Berettas, S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corvettes, and many more. And all backed by a service department with the latest in computer technology.
We put as much time and effort into our service department as we do selling you a car. At Eric Chevrolet, we are dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction. Eric Chevrolet, where we never lose a sale over price.
Trojans up 33-25, but boy, I tell you what, we had some big news in the first half. Newcastle jumped out to that first quarter lead of 12-4. At halftime, it was 25-10. But here in the second half, give Basil Malby the credit, Jim. They've really come back and done a good job, now trailing by just 8 points.
Well, I wondered if Kokomo was even going to get in double figures, Craig, during the first half. And here they are, really right back in the ball game, 33-25, and a whole quarter to go.
Watson, three-point shot.
I didn't know he had that kind of range, Craig. That draws Kokomo to within 5, 33-28.
Huckabee outlets to Haynes. Nice job. Haynes knew he was going to draw the foul, put it up left-handed and missed. And he'll step to the line and shoot 2.
Oh, I like that, Craig. I think as a guard, you've got to be aggressive. The 3 things a guard really needs to do. He needs to be intelligent, he needs to be aggressive, and I think he needs to be quick. And Newcastle certainly has those 3 qualities in both guards, as they're certainly very quick-handed and both have very quick feet, Haynes and Guffey. And I really think that as the season has progressed, these 2 have become a real force in the backcourt. We'll take a look at the play as really Kokomo has him double-teamed. There's no hope that the basket's going to go in, but he takes it right to the hole. There's Huckabee on a tip.
Outstanding. Simply outstanding.
Big play.
Huckabee found his seam, and he tipped it in. The offensive rebound and 2 points, and Newcastle now up by a score of 36-28. Mondo under pressure misses.
Huckabee coming alive. Another rebound, Craig. He's averaging 11 a game, rebounding-wise, and I'd say he's right about at that number right now.
Trojans with really a fine team this year. 4 of their 5 losses have been to teams ranked in the top 10 at one time or another. Although not ranked, they certainly have the kind of stuff it takes to be a champion. Shot no good, rebound, out of bounds, it belongs to Kokomo.
Derek Morris, number 44, into the game for Kokomo, and he had Walls tied up for a second. The ball swung out of bounds before the official made the call, and they award it to Kokomo. And it looks like Sam Alford is going to slow it down, take a little air out of the ball when he gets it. So Kokomo needs to convert when they've got the ball. Seabury is still shut out. Nice move along the baseline.
Misses, and the vertical jump in evidence there. Seabury got way up but missed.
Huckabee at 6'7", able to bother him a little bit, and that shot off. It may have been blocked partially by Barry. Big defensive play. Two big plays really by Huckabee, Craig. The tip in of the missed free throw and that block down on the other end. Plus, in between those two plays, 2 big rebounds.
Newcastle has cooled off Kokomo somewhat. Almost out of bounds. Oh, what a move! No! The rebound, the walls, a foul to Mondo Fowler.
Riggs is a good athlete, Craig. He's a big guy, and you wouldn't think he'd have that kind of mobility, those kind of moves. He double pumped it on us that time and was nearly successful.
We are seeing some outstanding basketball tonight. Simply outstanding.
It's going to be a dynamite Newcastle regional, as is the Anderson regional, which is where Kokomo's ticketed, should they be able to get past particularly Western in the Kokomo section. I think Western will offer the Wildcats their stiffest competition. Newcastle has Blue River, Knightstown, Shenandoah, Tri, and Union of Modoc in their sectional, as Chris Walls makes good on the first to extend the lead to 9 points. And really, it's the Newcastle regional, Craig. They're going to be big favorites in their sectional. It's their regional that should be really exciting with teams like unbeaten Yorktown and Muncie Central, Muncie South, and the Mount Vernon Marauders are all involved. And we're back up to a 10-point lead, Craig, and I think that sooner or later, Mondo's going to have to find the range, or Brad Seabury's going to have to find the bucket, period.
Seabury still without any points.
That's amazing. I've never seen Brad shut out or shut off offensively the way he has been tonight, and you can credit the Newcastle defense to that.
Watson open, 3 points.
It's 2 in a row for Watson here, as he's definitely found the range, and Sam Alford wants a timeout. He's not happy at all.
All right, we have time here in the third period of play. Make that the fourth period. It's a 7-point lead. We'll be back in a moment. Newcastle up by 38-31. Back in a moment.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Teamwork has helped our communities grow. At Ameritrust, we're continuing this tradition with all the same people and even more banking services. Ameritrust, service you can bank on. The best banks are built on teamwork, and at Ameritrust, you've got the same team you've always counted on, but now with more new services. Ameritrust, service you can bank on.
The Taxman's coming to McClinic Quality Furniture on March 1st. What's almost worse than paying taxes on our stock is counting everything. We stock a lot of pieces on our floor, not counting what's in our warehouses. We need your help. Buy before March 1st and you'll get the very best sale prices plus 6 months interest-free contracts or an additional 5% cash discount. McClinic Quality Furniture, 910 North Washington, Kokomo.
Want to add some excitement to your life? Here's an invitation to meet all the Marvel superheroes. The most amazing characters in comics are at your local comic store right now. Why search the universe when your comic store has all of your favorite Marvel comics? Share the pulse-pounding adventures of Spider-Man, his amazing friends, and his deadly foes. A comic store has all the action. Discover the Marvel universe at these comic stores.
Dear Dad, have I done something wrong? You and Mom argue a lot. Sometimes you come home real late from work. Saturday we were going to do something special, and you didn't show up. I don't think you like me anymore, and you yell a lot. And you got drunk at my birthday party. You drink a lot, Dad. Is it me, Dad?
Drinking affects the entire family. If you have concerns or questions, call us. We can help.
Eric's Chevrolet in Kokomo is making great deals on new 1990 cars and trucks. You won't believe the deals on Camaros, Blazers, Berettas, S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corvettes, and many more, and all backed by a service department with the latest in computer technology.
We put as much time and effort into our service department as we do selling you a car. At Eric Chevrolet, we are dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction. Eric Chevrolet, where we never lose a sale over price.
Sure Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Sure Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Ricoh's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Ricoh fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Ricoh's fax machines today at Sure Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Sure Business Products.
Fourth period of play, and the Wildcats need to get a little hungry, I think, here with 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the ball game.
Well, they were very close to getting absolutely blown out of here, Craig, as you well know, in the first half. In fact, with a minute and a half to go in the first half, Kokomo was down 25-7 by 18 points. And just a few moments ago, they were able to cut that deficit to 5, but Newcastle's back up by 7. We'll see if the Wildcats can put on a good defensive stand here, get their hands back on the ball, and chip away at that 7-point deficit.
Haynes, 2 points. Haynes, yes, did a good job down on that end of the floor, but also credit the Trojans for a nice job of breaking that full court pressure from Kokomo.
Yeah, the guards are doing their share tonight. They're really carrying the load, and I'm very impressed with both backcourt members. Brad Seabury still, no points. Nice play by Merle. Very alert.
Merle's rebound shot has the Wildcats now within 7. Again, a full court trap at half court now.
Good steal. That was clean, Craig, right in front of us. Merle, he's going to pop.
Watson misses. Rebound comes down to Huckabee. Maybe a little bit too quick on that release.
Well, there is plenty of time left, and I'm sure that Merle felt it, and you got to go with your instincts. Obviously, Kokomo, a good team, and Merle's been starting for the Wildcats all season long. There's a turnover forced by the Kokomo Wildcats, and again, Sam Alford cannot be happy at all with Newcastle just handing the Wildcats opportunity after opportunity to cut the lead down. So we'll see if Sam makes an adjustment. Really, he's this Newcastle team, Craig, I think is 5 or 6 deep. It doesn't have a particularly deep bench, but he's got some excellent players in that first 5 and 6.
Seabury still cannot find the basket.
And Huckabee still rebounding on every miss.
Guffey pulls up, 15-footer, no. Rebound to Kokomo.
Sam Alford is just livid on the sidelines, Craig.
Aller misses. Traveling called.
I'll tell you, Newcastle, Craig, I'll get it right sooner or later, has dodged bullet after bullet. I mean, they have just handed the Kokomo Wildcats the ball on turnovers, missed shot, rushed opportunities, time after time. And lucky for them, it's just not a good shooting night for the Wildcats, or else we may find ourselves in a tie game.
Haynes, no. Rebound, Kokomo. Here comes Seabury. Now 2 on 2, and almost a foul there on Haynes.
He's thinking about it, Craig. He's hesitating now, and that's not good. There's 2. No! How did Barkin miss that? Whoa, there down goes the ref. I guarantee he'll wipe that wet spot off, Craig.
Fred Hamilton. He traveled in the lane, didn't he?
He sure did. I didn't see the play. The player should have signaled that, a travel on the ref.
40-33. We've got 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the fourth period of play, and we'll keep it here. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, and we've mentioned a few times here tonight, but we want to repeat again. Hoosier Wholesale, Eric Chevrolet, McClintock's Furniture, Shearer Printing, and Trinity House, a service of St. Joseph Hospital. If you get the opportunity, why don't you stop by one of those fine sponsors and congratulate them and thank them for being a part of the TV 40 game of the week. Wildcats getting mauled here tonight. Boy, after 1 period of play, it was 12-4 Newcastle at half. A 15-point lead for the Trojans. And it hasn't been very pretty for Basil Maulby, who recently won his 100th game here at Kokomo.
Craig, really, it hasn't been pretty offensively for either team in this quarter. We just are in a situation here where, of late, neither team has been able to convert. Neither team has been able to get its offense to put the points on the board and convert their plays. And we could have either a blowout or a real close game. Wouldn't you? It figures Mondo Fowler would be the person to break the drought. Kokomo now within 4.
Don't you love that three-point play? That three-point shot has a way of turning the switch offensively, and it has done it for Kokomo, now trailing by 4.
Boy, how many opportunities did Kokomo squander? Craig, even if they'd converted only 1 or 2 of them, we'd probably have a tie game.
Haynes traveled, no whistle. Jump shot off the glass, good. Riggs has not scored here in the second half. Puts up 2, and again, the lead back up to 6.
Well, it didn't look pretty going up, but Shane Riggs obviously has a lot of confidence, as do all these Newcastle players with their shooting form. They don't waste any time. Brad Seaver has been very unconfident tonight. That's a reason why he hasn't hit a shot. He's been shut out all night.
Well, it's obvious he's thinking quite a bit before release.
Well, he really is now, Craig. He's lost his confidence. There's no question about it. A critical mistake.
Bad pass.
There's a three-point. That's the biggest play of the game, Craig. Right there, the sequence that we just watched is the biggest play of this ball game. A critical rookie mistake by, I didn't see who threw the ball in for Kokomo, and the Wildcats turn it into a three-point play. Absolutely unthinkable that a Basil Malby coach team would make a mental error like that.
8-point Newcastle lead, and don't forget, with a win here tonight, the Trojans will share the lead with Kokomo in the NCC. We're looking at 2 potential champs here in the NCC. Free throw good.
Guffey, leading scorer, responds. A lot of confidence on this Newcastle team, Craig. I'd like to see Huckabee mirror some of that confidence that Guffey and Haynes exhibit on the floor. I think Barry Huckabee with a shot of confidence will be just an awesome 6'7" junior. Maybe he'll get that when it's his turn to be a senior.
Mondo, nothing but air.
It's getting late.
A minute 40 to go.
There's a turnover.
Pressure forces the turnover.
Guffey claiming he was slapped, and that's why the ball went away. But, Greg, we've made note of it before. He has a tendency to over-penetrate, to press a little bit. And when he gets out of control, sometimes that's the sort of thing that happens.
Rail checks back in. Markman sits down. A minute and a half to go. Wildcats trailing by 9.
It's three-point time, Craig. There's no doubt. And Basil Malby calls a smart timeout. They were not in it offensively at all. Rail was confused, wasn't sure where Basil wanted him to be. And Basil did the right thing, called the timeout. He's got to get these guys organized for the stretch run. We've only got a minute and a half to go, and they're down by 9.
Say, for a preview and a review of every Kokomo Wildcat game, join Greg Bell and Basil Malby every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for the Basil Malby Show on TV 40.
You know, Craig, it was interesting. Before the game, I was looking at the Bloomington Herald-Times computer rankings of high school teams compiled by Jeff Sagrin down in Bloomington. Jeff also does the computer rankings for USA Today on the collegiate level, so he's very respected in that area. And these two teams that we're watching tonight, it was interesting to see where they're ranked on the computer based on teams they played, the wins and losses, the margin of points, victory and defeat in games all throughout the season, all compiled. As we see Haynes just taking it right at Merle. He's going to score 2 points. Merle should have stopped that play, should have grabbed him. Going to foul him in that situation. They got to foul him. And that was Guffey taking it in, or was that? At any rate,
it was a Trojan for sure.
It was a Trojan. At any rate, Craig, as Mondo looks for the three-pointer, moves inside and nails the two-pointer. Basil's going to call another timeout. Now, I'm sure that's what he wanted, to get it down from a 9-point deficit to 7, call the quick timeout, regroup, and probably go for the steal with some defensive pressure. Anyway, Jeff Sagrin had Kokomo rated 30th in the state and Kokomo 26th. And if this game is any reflection, the computer isn't that far off as we see Newcastle up in this ball game on the Kokomo home floor to figure that maybe the Newcastle team has come a little further and should be ranked higher than Kokomo.
Special thanks tonight to the entire staff at Kokomo High School, including the athletic director, Jim Collane, who has been his usual cooperative self. In the JV game, Bill Cox's team defeated Newcastle 53-33. The JV's now 14-5 for Kokomo, while the Trojans dropped to 10-9. A minute 16 in the varsity contest. That's all that remains in the fourth period of play. A 7-point Trojan lead. And again, Newcastle would tie Kokomo for the NCC Conference Championship with a victory here tonight. Very crucial sequence here now. Out of bounds.
Unbelievable.
And it belongs to Kokomo. We couldn't even get the words out. That's how critical this sequence was for Newcastle. They've thrown the ball away, and now Kokomo can come right back. They can cut that to maybe 5, possibly 4 with a three-pointer.
Well, and right away, Craig, look what Basil does. He gets a sub in. He gets Barkman back in to see if they can convert on the offensive end there. The Wildcats didn't have to do a whole lot to force that turnover, as again, a very untimely play by Newcastle, allowing the Wildcats a shot to get back in it. Oh, beautiful inbounds pass from Fondo Fowler. Whoa, very, very nice, Craig.
Well, Watson got freed up on a screen, and he made it in for 2, and now it's a 5-point lead and a minute to go.
Oh, Guffey can handle that ball.
Newcastle, if they can just maintain their composure, they'll have a victory. Seabury, the foul.
Looks like a Kokomo score tomorrow when people look in the papers and see the game, the 45-40 count. It sounds like a Kokomo score, the kind of game that Basil Mulvey usually wins, Craig. And I didn't know that if they'd be able to even manage 40 points, having 7 with 1 minute and a half to go in the first half. So Basil's done a good job coming from behind.
Next week, Kokomo will host Connorsville, while Newcastle travels to Pendleton Heights. Guffey misses. Rebound to Kokomo. Here come the Wildcats. 45 seconds left.
He finally hits. A money shot, Craig. They're down by 2.
32 seconds to go.
There's a steal, Craig.
The ball belongs to the Trojans. Seabury with a 3-point shot, his first 3 of the ball game. 2-point lead for Newcastle. Oh, Seabury very cold until that 3-point shot. Last week, Jim, he hit 17 of his 25 points in the fourth period in that loss to Warsaw.
When the game's on the line, when it's a money situation, a pressure situation where you have to produce, obviously Brad Seabury's up to it, Craig, and that's what the good ones are all about. That's what the very good ones are all about. That's what the great ones are all about. And Brad, obviously having a poor night tonight, but there was a critical, moments before an over and a back was going to be called. Merle with the foul. Craig, it's a game of inches, a game of seconds.
Basil Mulvey at the point of tears. It looked like it was Watson who held, but the foul was charged to Merle.
Yeah, and an over and back would have been ruled in that case. As you could clearly see, the Newcastle player touching the ball before on one side of the stripe, and he would have had to retrieve it on the other side, and that would have been a call in Kokomo's favor. Keep in mind, Craig, I don't think that the Kokomo Wildcats have any timeouts left. We've got 29 seconds to play. That could be a critical factor.
You're right, Jim. Big free throw.
Pressure.
Now a three-pointer, should the free throw miss, would only tie the game with 29 seconds to go.
He's got a world of confidence after hitting that first one, Craig. Odds are he's going to nail this second one as well.
4-point lead.
The North Central Conference Championship at stake.
Kokomo goes to work now on the defense of Newcastle.
Mondo!
15 seconds. Newcastle has to hurry. Did they? They made it across.
Good play.
They made it across. The foul against Watson.
A good foul, Craig. There's only 10 seconds to go. They did not have time to goof around and hope that the Trojans were going to throw the ball away. They got it across the timeline. The next thing to do, the next order of business was to foul. Even if the Newcastle converts on both attempts here, it's only a 3-point deficit, and Mondo Fowler can tie it up in a hurry for the Kokomo Wildcats.
And if Watson misses on that foul attempt, hey, another 2, 3, 4 seconds might tick off before the next guy gets a chance.
Well, it was 25-7 in favor of Newcastle with a minute and a half to go in the first half. Kokomo has come battling back ever since, and they now find themselves down by 2 points as Haynes hits the first. We're obviously going to see a thrilling conclusion once again this week, Greg.
Ice water running through the veins of the senior who connects on both from that charity stripe. It's a 3-point lead. Do you smell Mondo, possibly?
Greg, I'll tell you what I do smell. A high smell, an intentional foul by Newcastle, one in which it's not made to look too obvious, a slap, someone going for a steal, in order to give Kokomo only 2 free throws when they need 3 points to tie the game. We'll see.
Well, Newcastle has not won a championship in the NCC since back in 1978-79, so they are overdue, and boy, they are within 10 seconds now of capturing that title. They will share it with Kokomo should they win.
Be interesting to see what kind of play Basil Malby designs. These are the kind of situations that you think out in the preseason, and that you put your players through in practice. You walk through these kinds of plays. And I'm sure that Basil has a situation where he feels that the opposing team is going to try. Here we see the replay. Mondo, ice water, as you said, Craig, he's just unconscious from there as he lets it fly. That rainbow jumper, nothing but net.
As you can see.
Here it is, Craig, right here. I think Newcastle should try to foul.
Seabury,
gonna pop it.
He got the screen. No!
1 second.
That's
it's
it.
over.
Seabury got the screen he was looking for, but missed. And Sam Alford has himself a share of the NCC championship with a 3-point win at Kokomo. There's Basil Malby, quite dejected.
Pandemonium, Craig, on center court as the Newcastle faithful swarm their heroes as they capture the North Central Conference Championship. Actually, they capture a share of the championship in a game which would have given Kokomo outright claim to the 1990 North Central Conference crown had they won tonight.
Jim, when we analyze the game here tonight, one cannot help but go back to that first half when Kokomo really was buried. They got off to a terrible start. Trailed after 12-4 at halftime. It was a 25-10 Trojan lead, and they're pretty ecstatic right now.
It was a long, long road back, and they almost got to the top of the summit, Craig, and were able to capture the game here on their home court. Very exciting game for the fans, but Basil Malby just ran out of time, ran a few seconds short.
Of course, one of the keys, Brad Seabury with just 3 points. We'll be back to wrap it up on the post-game show. Again, a 3-point win for the Trojans. They share that championship of the NCC with Kokomo.
A taste of the taste of the country. Lee's Country Chicken is ready for you. Green beans with ham, fresh salads too. Buttermilk biscuits and country fried steak. Try Crispy Plus. Tastes great. Come on in or drive right through. Country good cooking. Low prices too. There's only one place and it's gotta be Lee's famous recipe. Taste of the country.
Want to add some excitement to your life? Here's an invitation to meet all the Marvel superheroes. The most amazing characters in comics are at your local comic store right now. Why search the universe when your comic store has all of your favorite Marvel comics? Share the pulse-pounding adventures of Spider-Man, his amazing friends, and his deadly foes. A comic store has all the action. Discover the Marvel universe at these comic stores.
Come into Hoosier Wholesale and see what business people have known for years. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can get all of your paper products at low, everyday prices. We carry a selection of over 100 candies and a wide variety of nuts, too. At Hoosier Wholesale, you can save 20 to 50% every day. And you don't need any membership or special cards. Come on in and save.
Hoosier Wholesale, 410 North Washington Street, Kokomo.
Sure Business Products has been serving Kokomo for over 50 years.
At Sure Business Products, we have the experience to help you find what you're looking for.
Rico's complete line of facsimile machines has the right model for you. From the ultra-compact fax to the complete communication center for businesses that depend on high resolution. You'll also find Rico fax machines featuring memory, speakerphones, and quick touch dialing. See the complete line of Rico's fax machines today at Sure Business Products.
Go with experience.
Go with Sure Business Products.
Welcome back, everybody, to Memorial Gymnasium in Kokomo, Indiana, where the Newcastle Trojans have just grabbed a share of the North Central Conference title with a 49-46 victory over the Kokomo Wildcats. With me is Coach Sam Alford, and Coach, they don't get much more exciting than this one.
Typical night in the North Central Conference is about what it amounts to. Every night out is like this, it seems like.
Well, Sam, Brad Seabury for Kokomo came into the game as a real threat offensively, but you held him to 3 points. How was this accomplished?
Well, hard work, I think. We had a good game plan. You know, sometimes in game plans they work, sometimes they don't work. Tonight it worked. We wanted to try to take away his penetration, and you know he didn't get a drive much to the basket. And our kids worked extremely hard. Both teams played hard, I thought, and played well.
Haynes and Guppy, again, a nice night offensively. They scored 27 of your team's 49 points. They really have established themselves as a dynamic duo in the backcourt.
I like them. They do a lot of good things for us, and I think in the conference they'll end up averaging about 17 and 16, and they play well and do a good job. They think the game, and that's important to a coach.
Obviously, Barry Huckabee, one of the better juniors in the state of Indiana, as we noted during the telecast, just a yeoman's job on the boards.
He, I think, is one of the better juniors around and does an excellent job. He's averaging almost 12 rebounds a game, and Wall's got some big rebounds, and so did Riggs for us. And, you know, they didn't play a lot, but Fox and Barber give us some very, very key moments off the bench.
Now you're up 25-7 with a minute and a half to go in the first half, and it looked like a big old country blowout here in Kokomo, but Basil's kids really came back well tonight.
They're well coached. They work hard. You don't get blown out, the home team here at Memorial Fieldhouse. They come back to play. We knew when you hold Kokomo to 10 points in a half, you played very, very hard, and we knew it would take something out of our kids. And we told them, you know, they're going to come back. You got to be ready. And as it turned out, we're very pleased. You know, we hit the last 4 free throws. We're a 73% shooting team, and you got to hit them to win. And we hit 4 in a row at the end to kind of put the icing on it.
Now the North Central Conference chase is over with. You can put that out of your mind. You've got one game left against Pendleton Heights. What do you do, Coach? Prepare for the tournament during this game?
Well, no, we'll play Pendleton Heights. They always play us tough. They're a good ball club. Coach Baumgartner does a good job, and we have trouble with them every year. So we've got to play Tuesday night, and then we get ready.
Do you think this team's on a roll? You've won 2 big games. Well, you're actually won 5 in a row now, but against Anderson a victory last week, and now coming to Kokomo. Do you feel this team is really hitting its stride?
Well, you know, three weeks ago we're 2-2, and everyone is saying, boy, I hope we can finish in the top half of the North Central Conference. And then we beat Lafayette, Jeff Anderson, and Kokomo on 3 successive weekends, and now here we are in first place. And one thing about it, we didn't come in the back door. We went in the hard way, and that's what makes you very proud of your kids when they do it that way.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and thanks for being with us here in the postgame. Good luck in the tournament.
We'll need the luck. Thanks.
That's Coach Sam Alford of the Newcastle Trojans, who grabbed a share of the North Central Conference title, along with Marion and the Kokomo Wildcats, here with a victory tonight at Memorial Gymnasium. Now, we'll be back with a wrap-up from Craig Wallen after this timeout. Don't go away.